you know, and sometimes people can struggle with having to write a realistic goal, but also having to balance the expectations of parents, right, which might be higher, as well as our sort of ethical need to presume competence, right, that we sort of assume kids can get to a higher level than they are now. Do you have any tips or strategies in that regard?
Well, I tend to do when I'm either at an IEP or facilitating a set meeting, and we're looking. Now, of course, set meetings we're not really developing goals, but but we do talk about the tasks that we want that student to do, which kind of can translate to goals once we get to an IEP. And one of the things that I try to do is try to lighten the mood a little bit. Is what I'll say is, well, you know, imagine that coming in as the AAC genie, but I can only grant wishes that can occur either in the next 6 months or the next year. So any kind of large overarching statements about, well, I want my child to talk intelligently, or those are great things, and those are things to look forward to, but that's not what we're focusing on here. We're focusing on things that the AAC genie could potentially, with the right supports, could make come true in 6 months or a year. So think smaller. Think of where your child is right now, and think of those. If you could have one or two things, tomorrow night at dinner, and you could have one or two things that your child could say effectively, could communicate effectively. What are those kinds of things? So I try to kind of pull people back a little bit. Say, look, your overarching goals are great, but when we're writing an IEP goal, or when we're looking at the tasks within a set process, we really need to kind of pare down and focus on something that's achievable in the short term. And then
Sure.
we can keep hoping and moving towards those long-term goals. But to be able to focus, I try to kind of almost give time frames.